Dunstan Wynn is rarely without his iPhone.
Like when I'm at home or like on the go, I'm waiting for something, then I'll just like play a game real quick.
He has about 50 free apps on his phone and admits he doesn't always read all the fine print.
I read the reviews, see what they think.
Anyone with a computer can create an app. There's a very few barriers to entry from a technology standpoint, which is great from innovation, but it's also sometimes scary as to who these developers are and what they're doing with our data.
Domingo Guerra is the president and co-creator of Appthority, the group that did a study on the top 50 Apple and Android apps and their ability to access and share personal information like location, calendar, and contacts, and then sell that information to groups like advertisers. Free games were the worst offenders.
We found that a lot of the apps, in fact, most of the apps are able to do this. On iOS, which is Apple, 96% of the apps had access to at least one of those departments of data. And on Android, 84% of the apps had access to at least one of those sources of information.
Like use you, I guess, just because they have a free app.
Guerra says this is especially worrisome for folks who use their personal cell phone for work.
Oftentimes, your personal data is married with your corporate data. So you have your corporate address book, your corporate calendars, what meetings you're going to go to, who's going to go to these meetings, all of that can be accessed.
Most of the apps that had the most access to private information were from individual vendors, but even the big names were guilty of sharing information.
You can't assume that a big company won't collect your data. At least they'll make it known of what they're doing.
Appthority's advice: stick with the apps you have to pay for.
It's often worth to pay the dollar just to be sure that our data is going to be more secure.
In San Francisco, Elizabeth Cook, CBS 5.